What's up, guys? There was 3 videos made about me tonight. We're going to go over that later tonight. I scored a hat trick. Big day in the Chalk Bodyverse. We're going to go over those 3. We're going to go over this Palladian contactee who calls herself Megan Rose and how that gets into validation of delusions, codependency, and con men. So that's all here live tonight on Drew World Order Live. Hey, what up? It's your boy Drew. Checking out that Drew World Order Live. That was Beezus on the beat, so shout out to Beezus. I hope none of you guys work tomorrow. If you do, you are a true slave, but I respect you for having to do what you gotta do. Let me set up my OBS. We're gonna chill tonight. Got a little chill stream tonight. I did a request on You Got Roasted's page to cover this channel here, Megan Rose. Because I just recently came across it. And I was like, man, this is wild, bro. It's just so wild. A Palladian contactee who talks to these Palladians. We'll get into it here a little bit tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna try to pace myself. Probably don't work tomorrow, so we can just have a nice, slow, chill stream. Usually I'm trying to like blast to the end of the stream as fast as I can, so I'm gonna try to fight that urge tonight. We got 49 people in here. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and let's go, man. This is Megan Rose. She's a medium. She talks to a Palladian. And his name is Val Neck. I found her origin story online. I guess that's the best place to start. So I found it on BitChute. There may be other versions of this story as well. So let's just chill and take a listen to Megan Rose's origin story.
And there's a lot.
Real quick, I appreciate that, Kelly. Thank you.
Of us that were, and so I dedicated it to us. And I kept in contact with my rescuer, who his name is Valnek, and he's a commander in the Federation. So a lot.
The Federation is the Galactic Federation. I forgot to mention that. Now, I've always heard of them called the Galactic Federation of Light, but she calls them the Galactic Federation of Worlds. I'm not sure if it's a different thing, maybe the same thing. I think it's the same thing. Well, she would know since she's in contact with him. So I do have this sped up a little bit, her talking here, just because that's how I listen to stuff.
lot of the information, actually, I can't take credit for a lot of the information. A lot of it I got from him. And it's about the liberation of humanity from extraterrestrial control. And it's also about the birth of a new era. So the production of a star fleet to defend the planet. So lots of exciting stuff. But my main intention in writing it was to raise awareness to child trafficking. And I guess this isn't going to be on YouTube. I'm excited not to be on a censored platform. Is that correct?
That's correct. So you're free to say whatever you like.
Who's this guy on the right? He wears like a suit. He's like in his house and he's got like a news network, like green screen background interviewing people like this. I don't know, man. They all have some kind of hopium they're selling you. I noticed that. We're going to get into, it's going to be more than what you think, just a roast. I want to kind of get into a lot of different things behind this and compare and contrast them to other YouTubers that we see out here. So it's going to be more than just this and laughing about it. But feel free to have a chuckle.
So, but I really dedicated it to child trafficking because this is why a lot of the negative ETs that came here to our government sold us out and allowed these ETs to take children to experiment on genetically. And this is why I was abducted twice. My first abduction was when I was 5 years old by tall grays, and they're not really sentient beings. They're connected to artificial intelligence. So they're very cold. I actually drew a picture of one of them, so I can show you.
So they're not natural. They're not part of our nature. You're saying that they were artificially created and they're connected to artificial intelligence.
Yeah, they're not really like us. They don't have a soul like most of us do.
Wow.
But
that's the guy that took her when she was 5 years old. Lady, I think you were abducted by Sam Cassell. If you know who that is, that's pretty funny. Jeff Snyder agrees. We're funny, Benton. Deal with it. We'll get into those guys later. Truckers hate him.
This is from my first abduction. And I was 5 years old. And so they basically took me to get DNA samples, and they wanted to put a tracker in me because when they sample your DNA, they then usually try and put a tracker in you and keep track of you because you're their experiment, right? But they weren't successful. I was rescued by a crew from the Galactic Federation of Worlds, and those are the good guys. Those are the people who have intervened with our planet to help liberate us, and they work with the Earth Alliance. So, but this is a picture of Valnek, my rescuer, and then they took me again at age 9. And a lot of your viewers might know about these ones. These are the.
Sorry, my lens thing is flashing. I'm going to give somebody a seizure. Let me fix that. I'm just going to turn it off for a second while we're listening to this. I'm not trying to give anybody a seizure.
Lizard people, and these beings are, a lot of people know them as shapeshifters too. They're actually real. They made deals with the German military towards the end of World War II.
So the reptilians took her when it was the Greys when she was 5. The guy she's still in contact with today, the Nordic-looking Palladian guy, his name is Valnek. He saved her when she was 5. Reptilians heard of this and they said, you're coming back. Reptilians came to get her this time. Well, Valnek came back for the save once again. Captain Galactic Save-A-Ho here.
And they feed off of the sexual energy of children.
Okay, I gotta watch out. This is the only part where I gotta kind of mute what she says. So let me slow it down so I don't miss this. It's gonna mess up the whole stream here.
So they are tied to the Vatican as well. And I haven't been able to share this in an interview, but basically the Vatican was like the reptilian empire on planet Earth.
So it's always the Vatican.
and the clearing of the
I gotta keep doing this for a second. Sorry.
Underground bases I wrote about in my book, but some pretty horrendous and disgusting stuff. But they abducted me as well. They wanted to harvest.
I think this is the part I gotta mute. It's that thing you can't talk about on YouTube, I think. She says they want her eggs. Maybe I already...
Take samples from children and then create hybrids and stuff like that.
I think we're in the clear. Sorry. There was something crazy she said when I was previewing it.
and they wanted to take me to Mars to be a super soldier. I don't know if you've heard of people having stories of being soldiers on Mars, but
Mars super soldier is a big old time conspiracy. And when I went through this woman's page, obviously I didn't watch every video, but she seems very well versed in a wide variety of like the old school boomer conspiracies.
I work as a psychic, and so because of my psychic abilities and my DNA, they wanted to take me to be a super soldier and train me, but I was rescued again. And so yeah, those stories, a lot of people don't remember them because they usually erase your memory. And Valnik, my rescuer, erased my memory, and then when it was time, he reactivated my memory so that I could share my story and kind of help other people and bring awareness. So yeah, I wrote the book for the children, but it's really for everyone, and it's about our liberation as a people and the end of the war. And there's kind of a big celebration going on in the star system right now because we've kicked the bad extraterrestrials out, and now it's really up to the humans, the Cabal versus the Earth Alliance, to liberate ourselves. So what I'm trying to do is empower other people to stand up for their rights. And the Galactic Federation, they didn't come here to save us. They have a law of non-intervention, except when I don't want to use this word, but I don't know how else to describe us, a lesser evolved species or a lesser evolved planet has been invaded by negative extraterrestrials. So that's why they were able to come here and intervene. So they're...
I mean, I've heard of these types of people. I've never really looked into them or anything. It was interesting to me to hear the testimony of her. Let me see if my glasses are done glitching out here. If it's glitching out, let me know in the chat, and I'm not trying to give you guys a seizure. So, when you go to this woman's page, I know you guys are going to all say it's a reversal. That's the first thing that actually I was looking at. We'll get into that. But she does have a picture here on her community tab of her in kindergarten or something here. And I've found other things online that indicate she's probably not, because that was actually my first thought too. But you're free to think. I'm not trying to like say it's not, but I didn't find any evidence that it was. So the channel here, what happened to the... Oh, here it is. I had them in order and I'm doubting myself. If you believe it or not, this channel has 80,000 subscribers. I don't know if you guys can fathom that. This more than Archaics. This is almost as many as Matt. 80,000 people watch this. And what's crazier than her saying it to me is the amount of followers. And then we'll get into some of this, and the comments are where I always go in the comments, man, and it's absolutely unbelievable to me. The comments that I read from these people. And I think there's a lot going on behind not just this, but channels like this or that are just saying fanciful stories and the people that are feeding into it. I think socially there's a lot to unpack here. Is that how Days of Noah says it? There's a lot to unpack here. I'm trying to do my Days of Noah slow pace tonight.
My opinion.
So what she does is she'll come on YouTube, do like a live stream, and she's going to ask questions. Well, before I go to this one, I guess, she'll get on though and ask questions, and you can ask Valnek, the Palladian. You can ask a question because she's still talking to her. Now, what I wonder and why I titled it is, do you think Valnek, you think he paid the Greys to go take her and then he came and swooped on her so he could be the hero? Do you think he's really a hero, or is he like a groomer? Did he groom this lady? Did he then later pay the reptilians? He's like, man, that worked great, man. Let's do it again, but this time with reptilians. Then I'll come in and I'll save her, guys. I don't know, Valnek, you're looking a little sketchy. I think Valnek likes him young. She's trying to maintain her youthful appearance with Botox, massive amounts of Botox, all kinds of all this facial stuff. I don't know the names of it all. She doesn't want to lose the connection to Valnek because she's getting a little old for him. I think that's how it goes. But maybe he really is a hero. Let me know. Before I get to that part of it, there was this. Here's what was another thing that really like blew my mind. Is EBT says he thinks Valnek is bullshit. Nah, dude, it's real. She said. I just think you don't want to admit he's a groomer. What blew my mind more when I went into this is that it's a genre. It's not just this one, like we've heard of Galactic Federation. I guess I've never really looked into it, so I never really realized that they're doing collaborations and there's other like people talking about this.
Never be even noticed or even less hacked by beings of lower frequency. So that is how it has been put in me. And
so this lady talks about her implant with her. This is Elena Danon. She's got an implant, and her and Megan Rose talk about how their implants work.
And Mira was the one who tuned her implant and fried it, right?
Yes, that was her.
Yeah, so in 2019, she was the one who placed my implant for protection and communication. And so that was actually their technology originally. And it looks like, so I was taken aboard a ship with Valnek and with Mira too. And the implant actually...
These people talk to the same aliens and stuff.
They showed it to me before it was placed. It looks like, it's not like a device or like a chip that you would see on an X-ray because it's in a higher density. So it looks almost like a frequency that holds a shape. And that's where they placed it in the brain, and it goes in between the matter of the brain. So there's an interdimensional component to it too. So if you think about like a fence and how a fence, there's hard matter and then there's holes within the fence, the frequency fills in that space too. So because it's tuned to a higher frequency, they cannot hack it. They don't have the ability to hack it. So that's how mine was tuned to the Federation too as well, but just to one person, to Valnek, so I could communicate with my rescuer. And so yeah, that's kind of how it. And one thing I would like to mention, we both know we have implants, so that's a good sign.
We're not crazy. We both validate each other's delusion. If you go into these comments, it's nuts, man. Just a little comment searching here, man. I had 2 implants in my body expelled while wilderness camping 30 years ago, which caused me great nausea for 30 minutes. The forest was suddenly crowded by short, light gray beings, verified by another camper friend who also sees. We knew the men in our group were at risk, so we drew a light circle around our camp in lake. I've been visited for years, and they're bold enough to set off my fire alarms in the middle of the night, after which I hear them say, "Go outside." Wow, I tell them no, and I will only meet them when they know how to honor me and not approach me in an attempted fear-based manner. You're right, Megan. Nothing's above, so you're right. It's a mind bender to realize how different reality is from how you've been conditioned to believe. Our world is not what it seems. These are common threads that go across these genres of videos. You're so authentic. These people just believe it at surface level. Very valuable information in saying that there's 80,000 people that are just wowing over this. Wild to me. Put up that chat. Hold on so I can read the chat. Sorry. Is this not nuts, bro? Here's what I started wondering about it was, hold on, how do I get this down? There we go. What I was wondering when I started looking into this is, do these people in the comments, do they know it's fake and they are participating in it? Much like professional wrestling. People go to a professional wrestling show and it's like Broadway. It's like a Broadway show, but the fans are also part of the show and they interact. They cheer for the good guy. They boo the bad guy. Nobody at the wrestling show thinks that it's real. right? But they're there to play their part, have a good time, and just kind of escape reality or whatever for a little bit. You know what I mean? Just to be part of that. That's what I was wondering when I'm reading these comments. But I think these people really believe it, man. Maybe there's some of that. And then EBT, shout out to EBT, says she may be authentically having these delusions. That's the other question that I want to get into tonight. Is, do these people genuinely believe this? They put the information online, and then the commenters and other people like this that they can collaborate with validate their delusions and causes them to kind of dig deeper into the story and pump out more tall tales that gets them more validation. It kind of becomes a feedback loop. Do they know that, or are they straight up con men, or con women? Are these just straight cons? Does this person know that this is absolutely not true? Now, I can't answer obviously I don't know. Michael Hayes says, nah, these people think, let me pull now I think this is an entire genre, so it's kind of hard to, some of them I'm sure know. I'm gonna ask in general. I'm gonna ask the chat, do these people believe their own lies? And what I mean is, in general, like the vast majority of them, do you think that would be yes, they believe it? And if you vote no, that would be that they're just straight up running a hustle and a con. Obviously, there's some of that as well. But for the vast majority of it, what do you guys think? I'm going to put that poll up. I'll leave it up for a little bit, because this is what I've been contemplating since I've seen. I'm like, who can just go out and do this? But we see this with other channels that I've even covered on this channel before, about whether they believe it or not. Yeah, totally batty to me. Insane. It's not a lie if you believe it, Provo Kid says. Well, there's that creature that comes in here every once in a while. Aphrodite, Rose, Starfire. They all have the rose. That's got to be some kind of trigger. Now, Aphrodite seems very incoherent to me. And I believe Aphrodite believes everything she's saying. And even though they're completely out of this realm, batshit crazy things she's saying, I think she truly believes her own lies. This person, to me, comes across very coherent. That's why it's hard for me to believe that this person... It's almost like any other one of these medium / psychics that you see that are, high vibrational, blah, blah, blah. But then she adds the alien twist on top. Jessica joined the membership. If anyone wants to join, support the work, it's $1.99 a month. You get the custom emojis. I can't really offer anything else. I used to offer a Sunday stream for the members, and I charged $4.99 a month, but I'm always getting strikes, so I can't come through with the promise always. So for just $1.99 a month, you do get all the memberships. If the channel were to blow up, I would love to have members only in the chat. If the chat was flying one day, I think that would be fun, or at least the second half of the stream or something. Maybe we'll get there someday. So just when I hear her talk, she seems very coherent to me. It's not the same as that chaotic energy of some of these people. This is when she does the Q&A with Val Neck. So you ask her, and she'll ask Val Neck for. I'm just going to skip somewhere random in the middle.
Bodies. I do not like the reptilian.
When she's looking off to the side, that's when she's answering. She's translating Val Neck's answer to the viewer.
Some of the Dracos are responsible for this. Our greatest enemy.
Fucking Dracos.
We continue to fight. Can you show me more of the healing that the Council of Five did on the ships and stuff? He says, I'm asking what I can disclose. It is best to leave it at that. I've said.
So what she says a lot of times, if she doesn't have an answer for what Valnak would say, is she'll say, well, he's in the military and a lot of this is confidential. That's one of the big answers that I see her giving.
Enough. Okay. I
mean, look at this Botox face, Botox lips, Botox everywhere. This person is full of, I don't really know the terms, but all these different cosmetic surgery things.
Is there anything going on in Antarctica that you can reveal? He is thinking. I will discuss with my supervisor. Give me 1 moment.
He said, hey, man, I got to ask my boss. Shout out to Britt. I think you're the first longest term member. I think that's the ultimate membership when your box turns white and the chalk guy is black. So shout out to Britt for your long-term support. You get that badge next to your name, and it, after time goes on, you get it changes color as you level up. So he's asking his boss.
He says, I think it is best at this time to not reveal any active operations going on underground, especially in Antarctica. I am being stopped. I cannot say. Okay.
Valnek said sorry.
He says, I like to disclose information, but not at risk for active operations or Megan's safety.
That means she couldn't think of something fast enough, so she's like, shit, just say it's like confidential. But do you guys get what I'm saying here when I say she doesn't seem very frantic or like chaotic to me. She seems very coherent.
So Elon Musk, so there is a big, people are worried on planet Earth.
Okay, and the other thing, like I said before, that she knows, shout out to Golden Renaissance for joining the membership, appreciate you. She, like I said, she knows a lot of different, from the little bit that I didn't watch too deep, but she seems to know a lot of conspiracy, old-time conspiracy tropes and stuff. And she's big into that, the 17th letter one. So she's big into that. And so a lot of it is about saving children, even what Valnek does and everything like that. So she kind of incorporates that into her talking points as well.
About Elon Musk and about Neuralink and some of this stuff, I guess.
She's got like the veneers. She's got the Botox. Let me go to her. I'm done listening to Valnek, but that's how she channels Val. Let me skip ahead and find one more.
He says it is necessary that it is gradual into the 5th density. He says this is correct. If not, your people will die. It cannot happen very fast. It will happen over a period of years. I know your people do not like to hear this, but this is what I have to say. Many of you need healing. There is still more work to be done. This is why we continue to spread the message to liberate yourselves. It is up to the human race how fast this process of ascension will go. He says this is correct. Just always checking that I'm translating properly.
Well, shout out to Valnek, man. Let's do a few more comments. Who watches this? So when you get into the comments, that's what I was looking at too. I was kind of looking at the people that have pictures of it. Look at this is who watches it. Live, love, laugh, and dance, this person says in their comment. This is who watches it right here. Somebody's grandma is at home watching this. I'm like, yeah, this sounds great. Oh, I totally believe this. You all need to check on your grandmothers. Quit leaving the elderly people alone. Go check on your grandma and grandpa. Bring them some lunch or something. They miss you. They want to see you. Because when you're not there, they're watching this. Things like this. Wild. Every person that I've seen that had, look at, here's another one. Another watcher of this channel. Whoops. I just like to like kind of, this is what, whoops, man, I'm getting bad at this. This guy's watching it here. This guy's, man, this looks like anyone's normal grandpa, I'm sorry. Saying he's at home watching this, leaving comments that says, Megan, your connection to Val, Neck, and the wisdom you both express is enlightening. I'm deeply moved by the sight of the little ones in care of the Federation. It's all about saving kids, just like the 17th letter. My heart goes out to them. Thank you for keeping us informed. Now, does he believe this? Or is this like wrestling, where they just want to pretend like they're part of it, you know? Here's another one. So my message for this is go get your grandma, go do something with your grandma, get her out of the house. Because when you're home alone bored, you start watching stuff like this. Thank you and Val Neck for your updates. You are so right about dancing. Megan, you're a bright star in our lives. Yay, great way to end the week. Wow. I mean, there's not one comment that I see of like, okay, I don't believe it, or any kind of pushback at all. Love. Thank you and Valneck. So what this gets into to me is like where we're at in society with basically like reversals. Can I say that or what? I'm going to end the poll. 61% of you believe that the majority of these types of channels and people believe their own delusions. They believe them. I think this gets into the category of society where we are right now with like the ultra wokeism and the pronouns, the reversos, everything like that, where we are just at the point where us here, but the big part of society just validates anyone's delusions, right? And you said it, so it must be true. You say you're actually a woman, well, that must be true. You say you're a man, that must be true. It doesn't matter what you look like on the outside. So rather than question it, not only is it true, and you don't just say, okay, you have to praise it. It's like anti-racist. It's not enough to not be racist, like Benton likes to talk about, right? Shout out to Benton. You have to be an anti-racist. You have to become an ally in these delusions and stuff like that. That's what I think. This is like, I don't know what it is. Postmodern, like imaginary friends, I guess. Is that what you'd call it? Bananas, dude. And when you go to her page, what's makes me think that the people actually do believe this is I clicked one of these, I'll find it right here. There's one of these morale boosting songs. She has a playlist this one's called Champions of the Galaxy, which is funny to me because that's a game I played as a kid. You want to know what a nerd I was as a kid? I'll tell you some straight up. I played this game called Champions of the Galaxy, and it was like with charts and cards and dice, and it was like you ran a wrestling federation, and then like that's what it was like. It was like Dungeons and Dragons, but wrestling. But that was the name of the game. That's funny that she has that on her name. Kelly Kibo says, "Are you anti-conspiracy theorist now?" No, there are conspiracies. This is where people automatically go to. Do you not believe in conspiracies anymore? There are conspiracies that are provable. COINTELPRO, they pay people to be agents and shills and stuff like that and infiltrate these communities. Now, I'm not leveling that accusation at this woman. The Federal Reserve, that's a conspiracy from 1933, right? There's many legitimate conspiracies that have, books written about them. They've been researched for years and they're real. But I would say I'm anti not even truther, but anti-trutherism, what it's become at this point. It's become, just like science has become scientism, the truther stuff, which started, I guess, after 9/11. Now that has become trutherism. It's just continuing to ramp up to bigger and bigger and bigger, more fantastical type of things, where something like this now can get 80,000 subscribers because it has a message that people want to hear. So I definitely believe in conspiracies, but I think you're seeing trutherism stuff go off the rails and go crazy into the realm of fantasy at this point. So here's a video she posted. I'll probably have to turn the music off. It's the song, The Final Countdown. You guys know that song. It's the final countdown. That one. I'll turn it off so it doesn't, because it'll like strike your stream. Appreciate you, Gino. So she just puts like this final countdown song. This thing has this almost has 100,000 views in 1 year. This is her most viewed when you sort by popular, or it's one of the most views, or the most, I'm not sure. And it's just like scenes from video games, things like this, about the impending battle between the Galactic Federation of Worlds. And there he is. There's Valnek the groomer. She's getting a little old for him. Handsome fella. And just all kinds of these like outer space battle from video game, or I don't know if they could be from movies and stuff. And this was the craziest one to me. Not because of the views. We will never let you down. We never have. We never will. So it's the hope. The hopium. The same thing as the 17th letter that she also talks about. So this video here, what was absolutely bananas to me was when I went into the comments of this video and how everyone has this comment. This made me burst into sudden, unexpected tears. People are watching the final countdown with alien battles from video games, and they're breaking into tears. The feeling of euphoria, I can't stop crying. The feeling of euphoria is amazing. Tears, lots of tears. Bawling. Look at the next one. Bawling. I'm just weeping because the Galactic Federation is here to save us. As I sit here and watch this, I'm crying uncontrollably. What's happening? By the time my daughter and I got to the end, we were both in tears. Not tears of sorrow, but tears of joy, love, and hope. This is the lady. Let's go look at her. So this lady sits down with her daughter, watches this, and then they bawl. Bawl their eyes out. Tears of joy, the next one. I just couldn't believe the amount of comments that said this, all in a row. Richard H. Wow, I'm a 42-year-old young male body and also had tears in my eyes. This guy's my age, crying. With everyone here crying with joys of gratitude. What the hell, dude? I was crying. I didn't sort these or anything. These are just all in a row. I was crying. Well, this is why I believe the people that watch this, I think they believe it. I think they absolutely just eat it up and love it. This person has chills. Oh, you didn't cry, though, so I started crying. So I felt the hope coursing through my body. Insane. This is very emotional. All I have been doing is crying. I cried so hard in this video. This is insane to me to read this comment over and over. Is it like LOL? Like you say LOL, but you're not actually laughing out loud, but you just say that because it's like somewhat funny? Is that what they're doing? Or are these people really crying? That's what I want to know. I watched this and was choked up with tears. Watched again, and I was so surprised that so many people felt the same way. Margie O says, I'm crying now, too. Gino said I sent you something, but not for crying for a discussion. I saw your comment earlier. Let me see if I can find it. He said, Gino said, your channel is totally invested on intellect versus intelligence. There is a difference. What do you think that relates to? Creativity. I wouldn't say. You might say my channel's about that. Maybe it is to an outside observer. But to me, it's right. My channel's always been changing. It's always kind of like, I kind of go into different things. But right now, I'm into this. So I'm not sure I understand what the difference between intellect and intelligence would be from your perspective. Because right now, you got to assume these people are, I don't know if that's safe to assume, to say they're somewhat smart. Look at this. Moved me to tears. Cannot stop crying. Moved me immensely. Tears of joy. I'm not even making this up, man. How do you... Wow, 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 wow. Such a departure from your normal videos, but so good. Goosebumps. Happy tears of relief. Tears here too. I started crying, a beautiful moment. Now this lady looks somewhat young. It's not a grandma. Well, I guess it is, when you look closely. Yeah, that's a granny. Granny's crying. I don't know. I think the people believe it. I think they interact with this. This person may know there is a market for this, and these types of people are the person that... I'm not saying that person is doing that, but it's possible that this person is preying on these people, and they know enough about which conspiracies to kind of sprinkle in there to get them, especially the older types of conspiracies that have been around for a long time, that these boomer type people are into. Tears are rolling. When you go to her community tab, see, that's her as a little girl. So I do think it's most likely a woman. I looked for the common threads between what she talks about, or it's not really her theory, but like the Galactic Federation and the connections between that and what other things we see in these truth communities that blow up, like the 17th letter, even archaics, right? So when you kind of break that down, you see that it's hopium, number one. People feel hopeless, so then I guess they tune into this because for some reason this gives them hope. When you look into what they're saying here on this one, it's you don't have to do anything. The Galactic Federation has it under control. All you have to do is know about it and wait. This is the final countdown, right? It's all about to go. It's very soon. It's going to happen soon. And then the bad guys, there's like the elect, the people that see it and the people that know about it, and you're the good guys. And then unnamed, faceless bad guys that are doing bad things that are going to be wiped out by these good guys very soon. So that's what she talks about. And that's very similar to like, trust the plan, right? Trust the plan. 17th letter. You just have to know about it. Complacency. As long as you know they're in control, don't get up in arms when you see something on TV that you don't understand. It's really just the white hats. The white hats are here. They're coming. They're going to take care of it. Well, how is that any different than like Archaic's channel, right? You just vibe high. As long as you know about this stuff and you vibe high, when the Phoenix returns, it's going to wipe out all the bad guys, and you're on a different timeline than them. You're the elect. You know about it. As long as you know this information, when the Phoenix returns soon, even though that's like 17 years, this one's just kind of an ambiguous soon. But when that Phoenix returns, the bad guys will be gone. Now, I think you could apply this across the board to almost all of these types of, I don't want to call them conspiracies. What do you call them? Like narratives? And this is just the one wrapped up in like psychic mediums and healing type stuff like that. Light Club. She gets mad interviews. There's mad people that are into this. Look at, guess who's making a comeback? Val Neck said the 17th letter is coming back. Where we go one, we go all. So I was looking for more information of it, like, because she just looks so strange. If you go into some of these other videos, it's different on the phone on YouTube now that you can zoom in on the YouTube on the phone. I was like zooming in on her face, and you can see where the Botox marks are, like right around here above her eyebrows and stuff, and other spots of her face. Maybe it wasn't this one, but I don't think on the desktop, I don't think it zooms in. I'm not able to zoom in as much.
Hey guys.
Yeah, you can see it right here. Look. So it's someone that's like addicted to these like face fillers things. Look at, there's a couple right there. The face is completely smooth. Zero wrinkles or anything like that. Definitely work on the... So I don't know how much money...
Welcome back to my channel.
I don't know how much money this person makes off of this. But it's all going to the Botox addiction. She does have a book. Welcome to the Future. It's $17 on Amazon. 1,300 people reviewed it. So more than that bought it out of 80,000. Stevie J says her chin doesn't animate normally when she talks. She has had a lot of work done. Told you she's getting that work done so Val Neck doesn't leave her. Val Neck's her money train. Rusty says the mouth size is a male indicator. Well, what about that? I mean, I guess that picture could have been anyone from her childhood. I don't think it is, because I did go in. Let me jump to that. Well, not yet. Let me just stay on. I'll show you why in a second. She got the book. 1,300 people reviewed it, and it has 4.5 stars. When you go to the lower 1-2 stars, they just say, yeah, it's all made up. But 85% of people rated 5 stars. What a grift, man. Truth Earth says, nobody wants accountability. That's why they deny biblical truth. Nobody wants accountability is absolutely true. She has another book, I believe, too. Let me just click it real quick. So, since we're just chilling, I'm going kind of slow paced tonight. Later, we're going to get into the 3 videos that were made about me in one day, a hat trick. Benton, if you're watching, you still have time. We could make it 4 people making videos about me. Customers also bought items by... That's that lady she collaborated with here, Elena Dannon, that also has a chip. These Valiant Thor, that's the guy from the past that was supposedly the alien. I did see this before. I couldn't find this video. I was doing some research onto this person, trying to find more about their past to see if I could find any information that they know that what they're saying is not true or anything. I was unable to find anything like a different type of grift or anything before this, or saying anything that would contradict this. I looked pretty hard and I wasn't able to find this. This goes right up with what she talks about. I just thought she looked different here in this one when doing psychic readings of Donald Trump. She does have a website, Megan Rose, Psychic Medium. And when you're in that website, you can see that she has a Patreon. The website will take you to the Patreon. Look at this. So it's $5 a month, $10 a month, or $25 a month. That's tier 3. It's limited, and there's only 63 remaining. So who knows how many people are signed up. Her thing does not show like the number of signups. Some of them do. I think you can private that. I would assume this $25 one, there was 100 total. I don't know if I could be totally wrong on that, but 63 remaining at $25 a month. You get everything, posts, private community, and everything. And it seems fairly active. There's 81 links, 3 live streams, 51 writings. It seems like she puts her writings behind this paywall. So I would guess there's a decent number of... 2 days ago, she did a live stream here at the $5 level. 2 days ago, the group Energy Healing for $25 a month. Yeah, then I think that's a good guess for me to say there was 100 of these. There's 63 remaining for the $25 level. Because here on this $25 one, it has 26 likes. So the people are invested in this. Yeah, that's 63 plus 25 equals 89. So that would mean she has, what, 40? So there's the 37 members just at the $25 level, plus whatever. That's $1,000 a month, plus whatever's the $10 and $5 levels. $5 level here 5 days ago. So we're looking at least well over $1,000 at least on this, which that's a hell of a grift. I'm not hating. Good for her. The only thing I was able to find when I tried to like dig into her past to see if there was any indicator that she was aware that this is like a con or something other than whatever it is. I found her on this do you guys know how to use the Wayback Machine? I'll have to show you guys. Originally in 2014, she was part of something called the Skincare Bible. I am a professional esthetician from I can never say that word, from Northern Virginia. Currently, I see patients at a medical spa and develop treatment plans to correct and improve the skin. I specialize in treatment of acne, rosacea, hyperpigmentation, aging, and sensitive skin. Follow me for all your skincare problems. So it was called the Skincare Bible. None of these other links in here really worked. This was a picture of her from before. It's kind of hard to see it. It's a small picture. And this is why all you guys that think it's a reverse. So I don't think it is. I think you think that because of all the work she's had done. Here it looks more like a natural female. And that would make sense if she's in this cosmetics industry. Then she probably is like addicted to all this type of stuff. People do get addicted to the Botox. So I'm not sure if this one here she was selling things here, or if it was just more about getting people into her like esthetician, you know what I'm trying to say, business. Turn back time with IPL photo rejuvenation. Dark spots have you regretting those days in the sun. Sun damage is the main concern for most women nowadays, blah, blah, blah. So you can go see her. She says the light, an IPL works like a laser. It's intense pulsated light. That's the treatment she offered. Intense pulsated light. IPL works like a laser and uses multiple wavelengths to target a chromophore in the skin. The light causes the protein in melanin to coagulate, and poof, it flakes off like a scab. However, there's no gain without pain. Numbing cream is always an option. When I perform the treatment, I have an ice pack at hand to relieve discomfort. IPL treatments cost around $250 to $350 per treatment, making it more affordable than laser resurfacing. So maybe this is what she's doing, laser resurfacing or something, not to mention the fillers and everything. Maybe she's doing all this stuff. Who knows? Not to mention no downtime. Most patients require 3 to 4 treatments a month apart to ensure 3 to 4 months apart to ensure long-term results. Sunscreen is important. Below is a picture of what the machine looks like. So you could, in the past, you could go to her and Valnek gave her this technology. This is Palladian technology. He gave her that so she could take away your aging, your wrinkles and everything like that. I think it will also bleach your butthole if you let her. She can bleach your asshole with this same machine right here. That's why there's 2 hoses. It's like little gas hole, one for your face, one for your ass at the same time. You get spit roasted in her salon. So, however, even though she did this doesn't show me anything to contradict what she says of being abducted and saved by Valnek or anything. So there's really nothing that I was able to find. And this one's just formatted weird because it's on the Wayback Machine. If you guys don't know how to use the Wayback Machine, if you're chasing some trail, you go to the Internet Archive, just type in Wayback Machine into Google, because if the website you want no longer exists, like this one, what you can do is you go and type it into the Wayback Machine. This is how I was able to look up Archaics Nephilim Archive, and it's all saved on there, even though the site's been down for a while now. And then you can see here, this is the timeline it gives me of all the years, and it started saving her website here, the Skincare Bible, in 2014, and every one of these blue dots on the calendar, that's when it made a snapshot of that website. So it didn't back it up again until 2017, 2018, and 2019. And when I went here later in time, it was just like a placeholder website, so there was no other. So it looked like it was mainly from 2014. And then her new website starts in like 2020 or 2021, I don't remember. But that's how you're able to, if you've never done that, search somebody and find their old website or something. There's most likely an archive of it on the Wayback Machine. I looked up, I just kind of typed in like validating delusions. Like, are people, let's say you know someone like this in real life, but you know they really, but whether or not she does, we'll never know or couldn't prove it. But if you go in here and you type that in, or like if you know someone, right, that has delusions, should you validate them and stuff like that? Will talking about someone's delusion make them sicker? So again, I'm not talking about her exactly, but if you know someone in your life that says things like this, are you supposed to interact or not? It says you're not supposed to convince them it's not real, because then they're just going to think you're against them, right? Roll with the delusions until you can figure out what will help. The goal is to get through this period with minimum stress, not to convince them their delusions aren't real. Learning from psychosis, once the person recovers, they become stable and realize that what they experienced wasn't real. Your instinct might be to avoid talking about their delusions. It's natural to want to go back to normal, but if you just pretend it didn't happen, you're missing out on an opportunity to gain lessons from their psychotic episode. Understanding that delusions and hallucinations are also reflections of real fears and trauma. There's a reason they're having this particular delusion. Instead of ignoring it, ask them what they think their delusion or hallucination was about. I don't know. That's some TED Talk level stuff. So I just thought it was interesting, and we can continue down this path when you look at what the Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. What the storyline was that's so convincing to these people, it just seems to be hope, and just the knowledge of it alone seems to be enough for a lot of these. As long as you know it, you're part of these special people that can see this. You're the old guard, right? You guys can see, you know all about this not nilk and stuff like this. Speaking to Matt. So I think we covered Archaics a lot on here. I'm kind of done talking about him. You guys know my stance on it. I think he's a con man. I think he knows enough of how to like craft that story to get people to create almost what this lady seems to be. Whether I think she's just getting it organically, these types of reactions. I think this lady really, I don't know. There's no way to know, so I guess it doesn't matter what I think, whether she knows it or not. But I think Archaics planned and created an entire, that story, everything he has to get this type of reaction from the people and to blow the channel up. And I've shown in the past, like when I was talking about on the Wayback Machine, how it was Nephilim Archive and how he switched it and marketed it differently to Archaics. Now you're Archaics. He's Jason of Archaics, and how that kind of includes you into it and everything like that. So I think he's a con man that's preying on these people. And his boy Matt May keeps commenting on my page, and then he deletes his comments on my page. And so I did a little digging on him too. And here I found him on YouTube, Matt May. This is Archaics butt buddy here. Here he is on a channel that's called PTSD USA. So let's check this out, I guess.
Of the PTSD Foundation of America, serving America's veterans and their families.
The fake EBT.
Who are coping with combat-related post-traumatic stress. It is a long program, 6 to 8 months, and sometimes even longer, depending on some various factors, but everything is absolutely free for our veterans. So right now we want to introduce you to one of the graduates of our program. Introduce yourself.
I'm Matthew May. I got in the program February 7th, started day one, February 14th.
Let's see how old. This is from 1 month ago only.
I'm a veteran of the Marine Corps and the Army. I had the privilege of serving in both.
Intelligence, possibly? We'll see.
And it's very honored and privileged to have been part of this program.
Where are you from, by the way?
I was born in Louisiana, but I was raised here in the Conroe, Houston area.
Okay.
It's another Houston boy with Archaics, right?
Deployed?
I did 2 deployments to Afghanistan with the Marines and 1 to Afghanistan in the Army.
We're just checking that frequent flyer list, I guess. Huh? Not on my bucket list, by the way. Joking aside, war and trauma, PTSD. What happened? What was going on in your mindset? What did PTSD look like?
I think it's pretty common for a lot of veterans like myself to push it aside. We thought it was just normal to be enraged all the time, normal to have little things set us off and make us angry, normal to have negative thoughts all the time, and just really thinking we were okay and we can do it on our own. Knowing now that I suffer from PTSD, it's allowed me to heal. I mean, it's given me the opportunity to address the things that I need to continue on with a positive life. But
that's with everything, right? You got to admit it first. You can't live in the delusion. That's why I have no problem calling I'm not talking about this person, but the people that come in my comments and just say dumb. I say the dumbest stuff and it just triggers me, and I say, dude, you're dumb. You're being dumb. I have no problem saying that because I'm a dad and that's what dads do. And I'm trying to challenge them. They need to hear that they're dumb and they need to admit that they're dumb so they can not be dumb. They have to. I had to admit to myself back in like 2007, I had to look in the mirror and say, holy shit, you're a retard because look at how your life has turned out. Like obviously what you're doing isn't working because you don't have enough smarts. I had to like admit that, and then went on a quest for like learning stuff. So until you can admit anything to yourself, you're going to be living in a delusion and stuck in it. I don't think we have to play too much more of this, but if you want to look that up, it's PTSD USA Matthew. Archaics Butt Buddy. So I kept digging on this guy because I'm a researcher, man. I'm a researcher, bro. This is what I do, man. I look stuff up, man. I'm not just parroting stuff like all these other people here. So I went here to the Montgomery Crime Stoppers. This is featured felons for the week of 5/10/19. So this is about 3 years ago. Who do we have right here on the right? Matthew Z. May, white male. Aggregate theft. Felony. So felons of a feather flock together, right? And I told you the shit is con men. It's another example here of what I've been talking about. The prison to YouTube pipeline. I think they find compromised people in compromised situations, and then this guy has military background. So maybe they come and say, hey, man, we'll help you out, but you got to help us out. I don't know. I can't prove that, but aggregate theft, to me, I looked that charge up. I can look it up again here. Aggregate theft in Texas. When an individual commits 2 or more thefts pursuant to one scheme. So it's either some kind of like Ponzi scheme type thing, or possibly porch pirates. It says, beware, you could find yourself being arrested on aggregate theft, depending on the value of the package. So that's not all it is, right? It's just, it says aggregate theft occurs when an individual commits 2 or more thefts pursuant to one scheme or continuing course of conduct, whether from the same or several sources. So it could be, I'm under the understanding that this could be like if maybe you had a bunch of, if there's like a shoplifting ring or something, and you were the one caught with the merchandise. I think that could be this charge as well. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know, but they cite porch pirates, things like that. So he had a a felony on that one charge. And then here he is here looking like Mel Gibson. He's looking like an old-timey boxer, right, EBT? That's him. Mustachio. And on this one it says, why is there like it said bail bond. Looks like some dating service ad or something. Oh, Shouting at Cloud says fake home remodeling is that type of theft. Bam! And he's the one that he said he's like a master construction guy. That's what Archaic said. So maybe he was taking payments for some types of things and not performing the work. I mean, we could look into it and get the police report if we really wanted to. I love how when he's on Archaics, the chat's like, oh man, you guys have such great chemistry. It's just him sitting there, not saying a word, and Archaics talking. They're like, you guys have the best chemistry. Where's this Mel Gibson looking motherfucker? Where'd it go? Here it is. Okay, here he is, Texas. Guilt felony, aggregate theft, given 5 years deferred probation on 1/15/2020. So this guy got 5 years probation. Motion to adjudicate, fail, report probation, 7 months. So he failed to report for probation 7 months in and failed to submit urine analysis, UA. Wow. Wow. Drew the gumshoe? I don't know what gumshoe means, dude. What does gumshoe mean, Sensei? So you got 2 felons running some kind of a grift. One's a rapist, one's a aggregate theft. The guy did aggregate theft. I'm sure that's a pretty serious crime to be a felony. Got 5 years probation, which seems pretty generous and would be what you'd want in that case, as long as you don't got to do no time. And then he couldn't even report for probation and failed to submit a UA. Well, that's because you're dirty. If you weren't going to piss dirty, you'd go piss because you got a favorable 5-year probation, which is, that's a good, that's the most favorable thing you probably could have got in that situation. Oh, Gumshoe is a detective. Yeah, I'm in on all these people. That's why I'm saying when I said I went in on that alien lady, the Palladian lady, like I was like, okay, I'm going to look and I'm going to see if I can find information that she is a man or like she knows this is a scam. I couldn't find anything like that on her. And the only thing I did find showed she was more feminine looking in 2014. That's why all you guys that think it is a reverso, I don't think it is. I didn't find anything. I'm going deep. Like, you guys don't understand how deep I'm going on these people. But here's another example here, man. The codependency on con men, right? The con men know you need that codependent relationship. That's why I think he knows how to do this, and he's probably read books on dark psychology on how to like manipulate the audience of what people that are going through a change, what they want, how they're the broken people, and they're exactly what to say to them and how to present it to get that money coming in. And you're not in the territory of anything illegal on the surface level of YouTube. Who knows what goes on behind the scenes or what we don't see, but it's all a consensual transaction on YouTube. But it is like it's a grift and a hustle. I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Another hole in Archaic's boat, man. He's got quite a few. Reading that chat, sorry. Oh yeah, this was her old when I've also dug up this on that Megan Rose. This was like her old, whatever this like Linktree type thing is. And when you make the picture bigger here, she looks a lot more normal here. Look at, this is before the overdose of all the face fillers and everything. I don't see the Adam's apple that you guys are going to say in this one. I think now she just looks, she's got that YouTube money flying in. Her nose looks different here on this one than on these ones. She's gotten a lot of work done. But here she looks fairly normal, in my opinion. Oh, I can't wait to read the comments on here tomorrow from Aaron's. They're not gonna, they're gonna say I'm wrong. Aaron's are delusion. Aaron's are, see, that's the thing, is that I think he knows he can whip them into a delusion, and then he's the master controller of the delusion. I don't think he's in a delusion. I think he knows damn well that what all these things he's saying are full of shit, and I think he's done a lot of work to craft this story that he had. The original Nephilim Archive story, if you go into that on the Wayback Machine and look at that data and what that theory was, and then look at what it's become when he changed the name to Archaics, added the marketing to it, and then added every single thing from the internet on to what he already had. I think it's remarkable, actually, the amount of work he's done. So shout out to him for being a grinder, but I think it is to be malicious. Alex Stevens says she's Brat's doll maxing. Absolutely. She's absolutely Bratz doll, Maxie. So that's my presentation tonight on if Val Neck is a galactic groomer or is he a hero. Let me know what you think. Now, I also had 3 videos made about me today, so I want to talk about those while you guys are here. I'm not done yet. But before I talk about those, we got to go to the Benton. Hold on. I can never find Benton's channel. I got to go in here. So let's go here. Benton issued a challenge. He issued the Chalk Body Outline Challenge. Look at this madman. And his challenge was to do a piece of content every day. There we go. We're going to pause. You guys got to look at this, man. If I got to see it, you got to see it. Look at it. Look at this. Man, look at that gullet. Oh, Benton. He issued a challenge to do a piece of content every day for 90 days. Now, he calls himself a content machine. I don't call myself that. He says I'm lazy. I'll even agree with him. Yes, I am lazy. So his challenge was do a video every day, a brand new video, no like clips or anything for 90 days. He said it could even be a short. I could just get on the video and do a short. And he said he was going to do it too, right? But what do I win, partner? There was no like, hey, you'll win this. I'm going to pause it right there. It's like 2 eyes and a nose and then like a mustache right here. Look at right here. His eyes, there's a nose, there's this mustache right here. It's right here. Matt May lives in Benton's chest right here. That's the mustache, the mouse down here. Damn, look at that. I need to drop these in Photoshop. I think I got a progressive psyche overlay on my hands right here, man. I think we figured that one out, man. Look at. Oh man. That's definitely it. So anyway, I will not accept the challenge, Benton, just so you know. Now, I have, before you've even said this, I've been talking to my wife, shout out to Layla, for the past, like, week. I'm like, I want to do, like, 100 days in a row. So it's funny that you came out and said 90 days. I was like, I bet if I pushed 90 days in a row. Yeah, we're going to do this while everyone's here, and I'm just talking anyway. We're going to do this. We're going to put it. One second here. I said if I just push 90 days in a row just to see where I like how much the channel can grow and stuff like that, right? So I was going to do 100 days in a row is what I was going to do. Now I may still do that, but even if I do that, it has nothing to do with Benton. Now EBT did 2 days of content in a row, and Benton didn't even respond. So EBT already beat Benton. The quote unquote, the self-called content machine. There's Benton. Hold on, we're going to do this real quick before I go on. I think I'm on to something here. Here it is, guys. Damn. I gotta make it bigger, I guess. Let's see. Gotta line these eyes up. And the nose. Oh my God, look at that. The eyes there. The nose. See the nose? Look. Oh my God, Benton. See how the mustache is his rib cage? The nose is coming out right here. Here's the mustache, the nose, and then the eyes are up here. Oh my goodness. Dang. Benton, we know who you work for now. We know who you working for, Benton. So what do you guys think about the challenge? Golden Renaissance is saying I'm a beta and to take the challenge. Well, now it's like the man in me is like, fuck you. I'm not going to jump just because you say jump. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. It's like, I'm not your monkey. I'm not going to dance. And what I said is like, I like to do this for fun when like, I like to let each video kind of get its own breathing space. And I don't want to feel like it's a grind, you know, like it's like something that I have to do because then I won't like to do it. It's like, I like to do it when I do it. It's like an artistic outlet for me to talk about all this stuff. I get so many of my comments or my ideas from the comments and the people that leave, you know, the live chat and the comments later. There's so many good comments and stuff. It really helps me. A lot of this live stream stuff is just me kind of working out these ideas on the fly. And then you guys come in and help me kind of distill it down where I can just say what I'm saying over a live stream in a few sentences after thinking it out for a while. So Benton, you want to put some money up on this, Benton? We'll see if he responds back. How about we'll do the challenge. You want to put up 500? We'll both put up $500. We need some kind of escrow. We'll put up $500, and the winner gets the money, I guess. How about that? 500 each. If we both make it the full 90 days, it's just a draw, I guess. I mean, honestly, there's no point for that, even if you can just do a short and just, I mean, a short, anyone can do a short in 20 seconds. I keep going back here to make you guys look at this, but then I don't want to look at it. Okay. Let's go to the videos about me today. I had 3 videos that were made about me. Where is it? Hold on. Whoops. Sorry, I'm messing everything up here. How do you see your... It's different on the phone than on the desktop. Sorry. Well, I guess first then let's start with Snyder, since that's going to be the one I can find the fastest, since I can't see my mentions. Now, we talked about Snyder on Friday night, EBT and I. So Snyder came out and had another video today that talked about what we talked about. Now, if you don't know Jeff Snyder, he is the plasma fire guy. Trees are burning from the inside out. There is a phone number up here that he's got. I don't know whose phone number that is. I was thinking about texting that phone number and say, you talking shit? I don't know if that's his phone or someone else's phone. It's some Utah area code. So if there's any Jeff Snyder groupies in here, I think this might be how you can get a hold of him. But let me play a little bit of Snyder, I guess. So unfortunately, Snyder didn't tag my name in this one, but that's what he's talking about. Okay, wait. Before I get into Snyder, that was the whole point of talking about Benton, was this. So Benton did that challenge. And then everyone in the chat, I'm sorry, since Benton has his comments off, no one can leave any comments. Benton needs a safe space. I made this on my community tab. I said about that challenge. And then everyone in the comments here thinks that this is a work. They think it's fake. They think me and Benton are like, we're like, yeah, dude, behind the scenes, we're like, let's do this. Let's act like we're feuding, and then we'll both get views and blah, 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 blah. That's not what, it's a shoot, partner. This is a straight shoot. This guy came back out of nowhere. He left the Discord long ago. comes back crying that we like bullied him. Basically, that's not what he says, but that's basically what he says, that we were bullying him. In the Discord, what we do is we just talk so much shit to each other. We always end up rage quitting and coming back, including Benton. He's done it a few times. I've done it a few times. Tinfoil does it all the time. I think EBT is the only one that's never rage quit. All we do is like roast each other and say crazy shit to each other. It's just funny. It's banter. And Benton's like, oh, you guys are just being mean to me. And then you say it's banter. This guy's one of the worst, got the worst mouth ever that you've heard. The people that dish it out the most are the people that can take it the least. Yeah, see, Andrew K. Max says, this is like, you say politics is like old school wrestling. This is WWF drama. I can smell it. But I just want to let you know, it's a shoot, partner. But as far as on my end, I can't speak for him. I don't have any ill will. I'm not mad at him or anything. I'm still putting his name in the community tab. I know people have been looking for Benton since he was gone, so that's where you can go follow him, Benton JA, and sort by channel. And we're not in cahoots on this. I think he knows what he can say, and he knows if he turns the comments off, I'll do this. I think this is his way of being smart. He thinks he's manipulating me or something. I don't know if he really does, and he's trying to get people over to his channel to subscribe. But all you got to do is ask, bro. I'll just shout it out. I don't care. I'll put it up there because I know people are looking for him. He said also in that same video that he said something that I did want to address is he said that his Nightmare Dystopia podcast, which I liked it, and he says that did more downloads than my YouTube channel got views. Now that may be true because podcasts and YouTube are different worlds. So I don't know. I'll believe him on that. I don't have no reason to disbelieve him. All I know is anytime he's come on my channel, like I say, I'm like a super detective on these people, and I'm able to like look in the metadata and find a lot from these people's past. I do the same thing with my analytics, and I go in the analytics, and Benton has always not drawn very well on here. He never drew dime, partner. His videos always, for some reason, the people liked him, the commenters liked him, but it just, for whatever reason, I don't know. He never got like a breakout video with like mad views of one that would featured Benton. Here's one that had Benton. This one has how many views? I've been tracking it for long. This one barely has cracked 1,000 views since February, one with Benton. I noticed that right away about him. For some reason, people like him, but it just doesn't. And that's on YouTube. Again, podcasts are a totally different thing, so I'm not saying I don't believe him. But I don't make a decision on what I'm going to do on my channel based on views ever. Well, I shouldn't say ever. Some things I do for views. Here's another one. Toxic Positivity. Benton and Drew. 900 views published last Christmas Eve. Hasn't even broke 1,000 views yet. Here's another one. This one did decent. 1,700 views on this one with Benton and I. Here's another one. 1,500 views. That one's pretty good. But I don't know what the disconnect was from the comments I'm reading that people liked him to the lack of views that he seemed to generate on the channel. I never figured that out. But I would always have Benton back anytime because I'm more worried about like having good content than worried about the view. I think even if the views are low, they'll eventually pick up when people find it. Like this Benton one here, 1,200 only for over a year. I don't know. That's just my only observation in the data, that he didn't connect with like a larger audience yet. That doesn't mean it can't happen, and he can come on anytime. Just quit being a beta bitch, Benton. You guys made fun of me. Yeah, we like Ben. have no problem with. That's why when people say this is like some fake internet beef, to me, it's not even a beef. I don't know how he feels, but we're just still talking shit, I feel like. Or maybe he really doesn't like me. I don't know. Let me do this on my phone, because then I can pull up. I can pull this up faster on my phone. There was this other retard today put up a video about me. Where is it? Oh, I see. Where's my... Sorry. What is this guy's name? I don't even know what the hell his name is. Hold on a second. This guy was named Neo in the Discord. He put up a video about me. Here he is. Talking shit. Calling me a rat and calling me a druggie because I've done drugs in the past. So this guy's mad and says I stabbed Benton in the back. He's a fellow trucker. This is what I'm saying. Truckers hate me. We got Benton after me. Now we got this queer after me. And we got Jeff Snyder after me. 3 truckers. Truckers hate me, man. So this guy talked shit. There's not much to say about it. He's mad that me and EBT swear. He's mad that I've used drugs in the past. The only reason you know I've used drugs, dude, is because I've admitted I've used drugs. So he says, like, I'm not being truthful or something. Retard. And he's mad that I call Benton gay. Well, partner, Benton is gay. He admits it. Or bi, I should say. He says, sometimes I fancy it, dude. I was going to pull that clip up before we started. I totally forgot. And it's on a hard drive. I'm not going to pull it up now. But on the Nightmare Dystopia podcast, he admits, and he just openly admits and talks about it. So this guy's mad that I called Benton gay because I think this is the perfect example of the parasocial relationship where this guy created a model of me in his mind that wasn't really me. It was a model. And then I didn't live up to that model that he had for me in his mind. So now he's like scorned or something like that. He's mad at EBT for swearing and everything like that. So he's going to judge my character today based on things that I've done in the past. Fuck you, dude. Piece of shit.
When EBT started sparking out at me, wanting to debate religion and whatever. So, so when I pointed out that, I just pointed on their Discord because I've been...
This guy talks, so it's so long-winded, dude. Anyway, that's my interpretation of this one, is this. I didn't meet the parasocial relationship model that he had in his mind. That wasn't really me. It was a model. And then let's go to the real trucker. Third trucker of the day. Dirt road trucker, dirt pipe truckers. Let's go back here. This is what Snyder.
Information process.
Snyder from the Snyder verse. So we talked about his plasma fire last Friday night, EBT and I. There's not much to say about it. First, let me say, we invited him on to come and talk about it because I'm not understanding what he's even saying. To me, it doesn't seem that crazy to me, as crazy as he thinks it is. Now, he put a different video up today about, I think this is that Stu Peters guy, about people dropping dead from that medicine, right? And he's like, I don't want to misrepresent it, so I'm not going to talk about it. You just have to go here and watch it. That's what I told him about the plasma fire. I said, we're going to talk about it, but I don't want to hear the claim that I'm misrepresenting it. So I want you to come on and talk about it. So we're not saying stuff that isn't characterized as misrepresenting. So
Information process.
He declined to come on and talk about it. But now guess what? He's coming in saying we misrepresented it and we have handlers and all this stuff. Let's listen to a little bit of this. Pretty funny.
When they're going into a debate with another
Here, hold on.
smart guys that are playing dumb.
That's me and EBT. He's saying smart guys are playing dumb. What's also funny is in this one, he's showing the chat, the live chat, and he's talking about what Benton says. Like Benton's talking about his plasma fire. Benton's talking about, I don't remember what it is right now, but Benton's talking about something completely different. You can go back. The live chat's still there. You can see where we interacted with him to see whatever the hell he's talking about. So he thinks Benton, or he's being disingenuous and pretending like Benton is talking about the plasma fire in the chat here. I think he just kind of skipped to the middle and saw that comment and is like, see, Benton knows they're lying about the plasma fire.
Here you see the entry by Benton. I said exactly that, EBT. He misworded it. It's probably the voice to text. What he meant to say was, I said exactly that, EBT, that you are both pretending like you don't know.
See, and Benton's talking about something completely different. I don't remember what it is right now off the top of my head, but the live chat's still there. You can go and watch and figure it out.
He reformulates that same sentence in a couple of different comments, and he turned against them within the last week or so. Other people here, Benton is trolling. Benton, you mad, bro? Here, you can see that he has said, keep pretending not to understand when smart people play dumb.
So Snyder sees that and he's like, see? Benton and all truckers stick together and they know the truth about plasma fires. I should have looked it up beforehand so I knew what the hell Benton was talking about, but I know it wasn't that, promise. And you can go do the research yourself.
Here, he says most of the country is on Adderall. Just because someone is on speed doesn't mean you know they're on speed. EBT, for instance, has been on Adderall for many years because they were making fun of SquarePeg.
Damn, you got called out, EBT.
Who I featured in my last video, and she was in the comments section.
Now, SquarePeg is the one that made the third video about me today. Now, Jeff Snyder made this video about me, but didn't tag me in the post, so does it really count as a hat trick? If the other two did, does it count as a hat trick if this one doesn't? I'm going to count it as a hat trick. But Snyder, if you want to go in and add the @Chalk Body Outline, my handler said it would really help me.
She was in the chat on this video.
Come on, get to the good stuff, dude.
Shame, dark, and these fires are happening.
Hold on.
That's what they use.
Here.
Benton has turned on them. I would like to think that he got a conscience. And it appears that he has only turned on them within the last week or few days, because they're still trying to be like, Benton, what's with all the hostility, man? What's going on, bro? Clearly, he has turned against them, and maybe it's because the subject matter which they are now attacking, he can see is far more important than what they were doing before. You see, Chalk Body Outline acknowledges that he is the Snopes of the truther community. In this very video, he and EBT talk about how they've been doing this for 5 years. They call it debunking conspiracy theories, and that's going to be the new genre of conspiracy theory, is debunking conspiracy theory.
And we were right. What we said when we started our podcast, outlining our enslavement, go follow the playlist on the page. The premise was that the conspiracies are the conspiracy. For example, just anything they can throw and stick to the wall, that's going to waste your time and get you sucked into it. And especially what we see here, the fantastical theories that are unprovable and take away from the things that you can prove, that have men and women's names attached to them that you could prove and bring these people to justice. And there's real world things that you could do. Those are the real conspiracies with real conspirators that could be proven in a court of law, and those people could be brought to justice. But now it's turned into these fantastical things. And I would consider even his plasma fire one of these things. There's no one behind it. It just is what it is. It's a doomsday cult, right? Just like the Phoenix and all this other stuff. The Galactic Federation, they're the bad guys, the reptilians. They're nameless, faceless, not even people sometimes that are the bad guys and the things that you need to fear.
And other people in this chat say you don't debunk, you mock. And that's what they do. Mock, ridicule, make fun of you, shame, humiliate, degrade, belittle. Saul Alinsky, who wrote Rules for Radicals, said that ridicule and mockery is our most powerful weapon. And that's what they use.
Yeah, and retarded shit that's outrageous, blasphemic stuff. Like, that's the shit we ridicule. Not if you had some legitimate proofs, not just showing some fires here, then I would, or if you could explain it to me better, if you could come on and explain it, because I don't get it. I just see trees burning, dude. I'm trying to get to the part where he says we're very funny, because Benton says we're not.
They acknowledge that they're here debunking conspiracy theory. What they're
Trutherisms.
doing is discrediting truthers.
Yeah, dumb truthers, retarded truthers that make out like amazing, fantastical claims.
My perception is that, just a guess, there is zero doubt in my mind. A, they are pretending not to understand. They can see clearly these trees are burning from the inside, and that is not normal. Meanwhile, he's sitting here making jokes. What am I shilling for big fence post?
Okay, I would say they I don't know anything about it. I've never looked into it. I'm not a fire expert. I would just think if I saw trees burning from then, I wouldn't jump to whatever his theory is. I would think, okay, well, the tree's probably like rotting from the inside out and it got hit by lightning. Or so. This would be the only explanation I could think of off the top of my head. The tree's rotting from the inside out, so the inside's rotten, and it gets hit by a lightning bolt or something, right? Then the inside's going to hit up and smolder slowly because the outside's wet now. The outside's not going to burn. And then as it slowly smolders from the inside, eventually, over a long period of time, a day or whatever, it's going to fall, the tree's going to fall over. And that way, you're not going to have the burned grass around it, and the outside's not going to be burned. That's what I would think. Now, I don't know anything about fires. I'm not a firefighter. I have zero expertise on fire. That's just my guess. I've never even really spent time looking into it. That's why I wanted him to come on so he could, like, explain what I'm not understanding.
These guys are definitely operatives, and like I started this video out saying, I support the suppression of this truth. I support the censorship of my channel and the information that I've presented on it, because if it made its way into the hands of the general public and went viral, our world as we know it would come to a screeching halt. The herd would stampede. So it is vital of national security that this be kept under wraps. International security. Every country is in on the cover-up, keeping their people in the dark, and these fires are happening in every country around the world. So when he says, well, who benefits? What am I shilling for big fence posts? Lockheed, Halliburton, Raytheon, Bechtel, Blackwater, it doesn't matter. Any one of these companies within or countries within their military-industrial complexes has a vested interest in keeping this truth suppressed. These guys are very good at what they do.
Thank you. Although he's calling us a shill, though.
Their approach, now, it doesn't matter if you're on the side of truth or you have a truth on your side. Just like a politician, when they're going into a debate with another politician, has to be prepared for that specific debate. Because the other politician is going to come at them with angles of trajectory and leverage to make them look stupid. It doesn't matter what the truth is, or like the politician can't just say, well, I know what I stand for and I know the issues well enough. I'll just go out there and wing it. If you do, you will get slayed. That's why people going into a courtroom have to have a lawyer, because the other lawyer is...
Come on, get to the part where you say we're funny, dude. That's the part I was trying to get to. I don't want to miss it, though.
Well-versed in these tricks to make you look stupid and manipulate the perception of those 12 jurors. So if you don't have a lawyer on your side to engage in the same tricks and object when they are engaging in those dirty tricks, you're going to lose. It doesn't matter if you got the truth on your side or not. Likewise, when a politician goes into a debate, for one, they say don't debate to try to convince your opponent behind the other podium of your point of view. You debate trying to convince the audience. And You have to be prepared by lawyers and psychologists as a politician before you go get behind that podium. Those lawyers and psychologists know the dirty tricks that are going to be played and the angles from which they will attack, and it doesn't matter if you have the truth on your side. These guys have such high-level sophisticated attacks that they clearly have a team behind them of these types of lawyers and psychologists. These two are the mouthpiece that presents the talking points. They have a team behind them that presents them with the talking points. Hit him on this video and say this. Hit him on that video and say that. And these guys are like...
Hey, so we got a high-level team of government lawyers and psychologists and everything. And the best thing they could formulate for us to say the highest level government operatives is just say it's crazy. I don't know, man. People might believe this one, but if you just say it's crazy, then people will think it's crazy. That's what your tax dollars pay for, apparently.
Like stand-up comedians who's...
There we go. See, he called us stand-up comedians. Ben says we're not funny. Ben's being a hater. At least Jeff Snyder has a little integrity there, right?
Psychologists. These two are the mouthpiece that presents the talking points. They have a team behind them that presents them with the talking points. Hit him on this video and say this. Hit him on that video and say that. And these guys are like stand-up comedians whose specialty is in roasting people. You know,
thank you.
A roast. They even do it for politicians these days, where they make fun of, your mama's so fat she jumped up in the air and got stuck. Yeah, well, your mama's so dumb she sits on the TV and watches the couch.
We're stand-up comedians,
remember that junior high school stuff where you would just try and get everyone to laugh at the other guy? That's what these two specialize in. That's what they do. They might have even gotten picked up as stand-up comedians who were not successful as stand-up comedians.
Come on now, Jeff. That's hitting below the belt. You said we're funny, but now you said we weren't successful as stand-up comedians? Which one is it? You're waffling a little.
And told, hey, we got a better job for you. Just get a YouTube page. You come in saying, oh, space is fake. This is what Chalk Body Outline says in this very video. That he started out just coming in saying space is fake.
This is true.
Listen to what this astronaut said. Listen to what that astronaut said. And then he says, and then I expanded all sorts of conspiracies because my wide knowledge and vast knowledge of all these different conspiracy theories.
That's also true.
And for the last 5 years, we have been debunking conspiracy theory, and now other people are creeping in our territory trying to do what we've been doing.
All true. We created this genre, post-conspiracy, post-trutherism. Now you see Ewar Wooden Nichols in it. Who else is in it? There's a couple other ones that are in there now. So now we're going to move on to the next thing, whatever that is. Still talking about it.
They acknowledge that that is what they do. Debunk conspiracy theory.
If your conspiracy can be debunked, then it's not real. If there's solid evidence, if it can withstand scrutiny, then that's a real conspiracy. There'd be nothing we could say about it.
Theories. That's what mainstream media does. They are the Snopes of the truther community who have infiltrated.
Now, when you go to Snopes, sometimes they just outright dismiss some shit, and then sometimes they have point by point by point by point breaking down where this theory is wrong. And actually, that's actually some of the videos I want to make coming up. So if I do that challenge, well, it won't be Benton's challenge. It would be a challenge to myself to do a 100-day challenge. I have, like, I want to say why I don't believe in clones, right? Or like all these other like the other one is the guy that Rabbi Finkelstein, the guy that says McDonald's is full of children. That's not real. It's easily debunkable. The fun backs, the one they say, well, the little thing, the medicine they say that will take away your religious fundamentalism of your brain. Not real. And now Bill Gates has been incorporated into that. That's completely not real. Like a series like that, like easily debunkable ones. And a Snope type site in Australia has even debunked a video that I made. I made a video a long time ago. Maybe that's the first one I'll make, but I'll tell you about it real quick. Spoiler alert. I made a post a long time ago on Instagram that was just radio towers getting burned and falling over, and I put this like opera music to it. And then when the 5G came along later, that started being spread around with misinformation that those were 5G towers being burned in Australia. People were burning them down. And so this Australian newspaper, like the Snopes of Australia, they came out and gave point by point why like that's not true. Number one, my watermark's on there. I made it. You can trace it back to my Instagram, and you can scroll down and see the exact date I made it before any 5G towers existed. And a lot of them are just radio towers, but the idea was to like have these people that have these types of mindsets to say what they were saying in the comments of that video was, oh, it's so beautiful, right? I should find that. I found it once it's still on YouTube, but I don't remember. I don't think I'll be able to find it fast enough, but that would be its own video. But then, so that Snopes type site goes by step and shows why this isn't real. This one, you know, this tower, you can see this is here on this street, and there's a USA flag here. So this is proof that this one's here in the United States, and it's not an Australian 5G tower being burned down. So there was an entire article, and they quote my channel name on there because my watermark was on the video. And so that's what I'm saying. He's calling us Snopes. Well, in that case, that's Snopes type site, but from Australia. I can't remember what it's called. They had an excellent debunk of that viral thing. It was not real. I know for a fact because I made it. But then people will say, well, there's people out there that will say, well, when that site debunks it, that's proof that it's true, which is not true at all. They don't know anything. They don't even know what a 5G tower looks like. Anyway, let's go back to this guy a little bit more.
Infiltrated to get some street cred to look like us and then open fire from within the middle of the crowd. And maybe Benton said, you know, it was one thing when we were just making fun of people, flat earth and all these other conspiracy theories, and we just make fun of them, mock them, ridicule them, humiliate them, and make it look like they don't know what they're talking about because we made fun of them and got people to laugh at them. But this guy's showing you that the fucking world is burning up all around us from the inside out, and this has gone a step too far. This ain't funny no more. I'm not in this with you anymore. Chalk and EBT will never confess to what they are doing. They have signed non-disclosure agreements, and they will get court-martialed if they do, and end up in a military brig if they concede and confess to what it is they are doing.
Damn, he got us.
But I tell you this, Chalk and EBT, they will decommission you when they are done using you, just like all militaries decommission their weapons. Back when it was cannons and rifles, they would saw them in half or melt them down. And you too will be decommissioned when they are done using you as a weapon.
Damn.
Like I said, Chalk and EBT are doing the right thing by suppressing this truth. But they're not doing it for the right reason. They are not acting out of principles and morals because they know that it's better off for...
Longreach says, I think he's hilarious. Trust me, dude, when I listened to this morning, I was like almost crying, dude. It was so funny. Think about if you're me too, and this guy, like I make like what... I get paid the 21st of every month from YouTube. So my last one, I had a decent month. I made $200. Before that, I make like literally like $100. I barely break the $100 threshold to get paid. And there's months where I don't even make that 100 and I don't get paid. And then when I get paid the next month after I get over, I get like $150 or something for 2 months. So imagine you're me, you do this. This does take a lot of time and work. And then I get like $200 a month. And this dude's saying I'm a high level military industrial complex operative.
For everyone, if we keep this under wraps, they are getting paid. They have sold their souls. I have told you, either their brain is broken or they sold their soul. And I started contemplating before they made this video, maybe they really don't see it. It was really starting to blow my mind. Like maybe this is some sort of spiritual difference. Maybe they really do just see burned sticks.
Yes.
After this video that they
That's
made,
all I see, dude.
I can see 1,000%. They are trained, professional operatives who are being given talking points and attacking from the most vulnerable angles. They probably cited 15 of my videos. All of the different instances that they use to attack me are from at least 15 different videos. They didn't.
Anyway, this guy goes on. I like the part where he said we're very funny. We're stand-up comedians. I don't know if I played. There was a part in there somewhere if you go to his page, and he says we're stand-up comedians. So to prove we're in damage control right now, guys. So if you go to my community tab and you click the comments on that video, the Jeff Snyder's video, he even put his list. These are all the video proofs that he says are the proofs of the plasma fire apocalypse or whatever coming. So you guys can go decide for yourself, because I just see some fucking twigs. I see some kindling. I don't know. It's up to you, though. You can go check it out. He says, wait, I missed the part where he says, if you don't talk about this, it's the same as rape. Wait, this is the most important part.
1,000 per days, 150 bait is trained. He hooked up a link on this YouTube video and asked people to call in, and no one called in. Maybe it had something to do with the serious nature, and so they will go along with this guy. As I've said many times, principles before personalities, ideals over idols, substance over style.
I agree with him on that part, but on other channels, not me.
Function over form. People that buy into this guy, like one guy said, hey, you know, I dig the cat. I said, yeah, you dig the cat because he uses hip, cool phrases like referring to people as cats.
Or retards.
In function, he is a truth suppression agent, but you like the form of his presentation. In substance, he is a truth suppression agent, but you like his style. In ideals, he is not in alignment with the truth,
Why not?
You've idolized him.
I urge people to don't idolize me. I'm a piece of shit. Don't idolize me, and don't try to be like me, please. I don't want that cult fanaticism that I see on these other channels. It's pretty crazy.
Principle, he is not in alignment with the truth, but perpetuating
Come on, get to the rape part.
And put out agents like these clowns as the mouthpiece, average dumbass that would be dangerous. That's their job, and they are fucking professionals. They deliver the talking points that the psychologist and the lawyer give them with such a snark and sarcasm and hip, cool way that
he thinks we're pretty cool. You got to give him that, man. I think he's a big fan.
They can get the average dumbass to say, yeah, geomagnetic, whatever. I'm fucking retarded. We're together. We believe that guy's retarded, right? Me and you, Chuck? Yeah, we're together. Because they cannot stand on their own.
A little bit more.
Alone,
that's it, I promise.
In alignment with truth. So they go with tribe. Here, Benton says, I said exactly that. EBT and you are both pretending like you don't know. Keep pretending not to understand. Smart people playing dumb.
Yeah, he's talking about something completely else. I wish I knew what it was off the top of my head.
Has turned against them. In this comment, in this live chat, one of his lackeys says, I guarantee he'll never show live Plasma Fire, even though in the lineup of the compilation of videos with this in their hands. I wonder why heard it described straight to someone's intelligence. And to that, the suspicious observers is showing people about plasma.
Oh, wait. Here, this is the part I want.
Maybe they were talking about the links that I posted. Anyway, but then he points to suspicious observer. They pretend to not know suspicious observer's name.
Never heard of the guy. That's why I was so shocked when I clicked it and I saw 600,000. I said, I look at this shit all day. I've never heard of this guy. Same thing when I saw the Donut Factory guy. Same thing when I saw that Nino guy, that whatever Archaics was on, whatever his name was. The dude had like 500,000 or something. I'm like, where are these people coming from when I look at this shit every day and I'm not hearing of these people and there's these like big channels? I've literally never heard of the guy.
And he refers to him as something else. And points to him and says, but this guy's like got 650,000 subs, creeping up on 1 million subs, and Jeff acts like he's revealing some sort of secret? That implies that suspicious observers is showing people about Plasma Fire. It's, well, I'm showing blind eye to turn to a song called Prayer in Blind Eye, processing a very select few, while I'm showing you processing a very select few to the awareness of what's going on and getting the information out to a very select few. That's why it's called Narrow Path. And
trying to find the part he says denying this. I guess I'll give up looking for it. It's somewhere in there. He says, if you deny this, or what me and EBT do, this is what he says, what we do, is like gaslight people. And what we do is it's like the same as seeing a gang rape out in public. And these guys go in front of it and say, nothing to see here, move along. So if you don't believe what he believes and you don't see it the way that he sees it and think it's the most important thing that he sees it, this is called pareidolia, then it's the same to this guy. He says it's the same as there's a gang rape in public and you just stand in front of it and say, keep it moving, guys, nothing to see here. That's almost word for word what he says. I was trying to find it because I didn't want to like misquote it, but that's paraphrasing exactly what he says.
And the wide open gate, he is not only as immoral as someone that turns a blind eye to rape while it's happening. He is standing in front of the scene while it's happening, telling everyone else, look away, there's nothing to see here. What the fuck's wrong with you? Don't you judge? Maybe she likes it. Just because someone else disagrees about whether or not that's rape, who are you to judge? And using any and all obfuscating arguments about the periphery, about whether or not it's microwave or plasma, and what about the weeds that grew back in, and anything other than acknowledging, yes, the trees are burning inside.
Wow, so that's unhinged to say some shit like that. I don't fuck with predators. I hate predators. You know what I watch when I'm not watching truth or videos? I watch those predator catcher videos. I love to watch predators squirm. Fuck any and all predators. So for him to equate me to someone that's going to watch a predator and say, oh, keep moving and gaslight you to move along. That's sick, man, to say that shit. But whatever. The third and final video I wanted to look at tonight was from Square Peg Divergent. Now, she is an errant. I think this is easily the smartest errant that I've seen. Now, she didn't tag me in the name of this video, but she tagged me somewhere, maybe on the... And it alerted me, whatever. So this is the one, remember we did the video of the... I'll show you. This video, never go full truther. This is her. So this is her mugshot before the channel is called Square Peg Divergent, and she does the RKX isometric projections. And so she did a whole video about us today and did tag me in it somewhere. So that's the hat trick, 3 people. Maybe Benton he's still got time, man. You got 20 minutes to get one up. I can get 4 in one day. Wait, I'm not subscribed. I got to subscribe. I low-key like Square. See, like I said in the video, even when we were roasting her, I said, she seems sweet, and I feel kind of bad, like, roasting her. But she took it really good. So here's the state of the truth community here. A self-admitted autist. I'm not saying this to be mean. She has videos talking about she has autism. This self-admitted autist is way more grounded in reality than any of these other people that I see out here trying to examine this material and stuff like this. I won't play too much, but basically what she talks about is like, if you have a hard time understanding when someone's making fun of you and stuff, this is what you need to do. And she's got a whole whiteboard presentation of it. Yeah, EBT says exactly what I was saying. Square Peg is 10 times more stable than anyone else featured in this stream. Exactly. And this video she made for the errands, this is 100 times more helpful than anything you will get from RKX or any of these types of channels. This is actually real things that you can do and think about when you come in contact with this type of situation. She's got the whiteboard presentation and says, check your emotions. Yeah, she says they never let them see you sweat, cry, or yell. So if you get dogged out or something, she says you need to like check yourself so you don't just lash out, right? Or cry and make a fool of yourself and get bullied even more or whatever. That's what she says. Always take the high road. Know when to walk away. And she gives more like scenarios and situations of what you can do, like emotional intelligence things. I'll play just a little bit.
I am from Nebraska, y'all. It's Square Peg. And I got roasted.
And took it like a man, took it better than any of these people that we've made fun of. And even had a great counter to what we said when I said to her in the video, I said, I'm going to be the only one to tell you, don't believe everything online. And she came right back and said, yeah, some of the things in that online article you read weren't true. So you shouldn't believe everything online, which is true, right? But we were reading it as if it was real. So It was pretty funny, though.
Yes, I was recently roasted on Chalk Body Outline.
Hey.
And I responded, and I've told, I think I mentioned it in my last live stream. But folks have left some comments that I thought was interesting, and I thought I'd make a video about how to take a joke.
This is what I'm saying. This is like true emotional intelligence stuff, and this is going to help these lost, errant people way more than any 138-year thing or anything. Oops, what did I do here?
When to take a joke, and when not.
And if you're really autistic, like she is, it's hard. That's the thing, is when it's hard for these people to understand, like, sarcasm. And what I always talk about is in the truth community, there's like no comedy, and these people don't understand comedy at all. They don't get it. So when I do these I'll throw a little sign or something here and there, because I know they're like, oh, see, he did this. Oh, he did this. Oh, shit, that's proof. It's just a troll, dude.
So I'm going to tell a couple of short stories from my childhood.
I'll just kind of skip to the middle, but it's basically like, yeah, just her telling people how to handle this type of situation.
Thing, and I was very open about it too. You know, I made a video about it and I told the world. So,
and that's the reason we talked about it, because she made a video talking about it first. So it's in the public there. The article was already in the public. So
yes, people will respond in different ways, and some of the points that they made were absolutely legit, and so I recognized that there was some truth in it. Did I feel like there was malicious intent? I did not. Yes.
It was pretty funny, but like I said, the whole video, I don't think we kind of felt bad even doing it, because we didn't want it to come across as malicious. So I'm glad she didn't take it that way.
I realized that they're roasters, and that's what they do. I'm not their own.
We're stand-up comedians, baby.
Only, victim or whatever. They're a target.
You guys are being mean. This is not a man. Quit being mean.
Say. And I haven't watched many other of their videos, so I don't know what their usual MO is, but I can only respond to how they interacted with me. So I'm going to skip over publicity for a second and go to comms, communications. So if you're confused about what's going on, ask questions, because that'll sometimes take people down a notch. They start out at like, are you a winner or a loser? And you go, I'm not really sure what you mean by those words. Then they might just disengage because it's not fun. You're not giving them the reaction they're looking for. Or they might go, oh, wow, well, this person needs help. Well, and then they'll like engage with you. You might make a friend that way, If they won't respond to just questions, like asking questions, then that...
So a person that went to prison for the squatting, she'll deny it was squatting because she's going by like the legal definition of squatting with the free man on the land, Black's Law Dictionary stuff. That's what she did. This person is way, way, way more grounded in reality than all these other people that I showed. Benton, that other dude, Neil, Jeff Snyder. Somebody that actually went and actually did that Black's Law Dictionary shit and went and squatted in. She'll say it's not squatted. Whatever, you occupy a house, whatever. Think of how far, like, you are. I don't want to say how far gone you are, but you're just like committed to it, right? Like you're that far committed. And then this person is way more normal than these other people.
That's a red flag. Also, are they open to your side of the story? Like in the roasting that just happened, to me, there were some things that they said in the video that were not true, not correct. They were basing what they said off of an article they saw online. And, the whole case was ridiculous, and the media...
And we told her, don't believe everything online. And then I'm believing the article.
Yeah, picks up on sensational things, and often they say things that are flat out not true. So what I did was I made a comment on that video, clarifying, correcting, and I also complimented them on a few of the points that they made because they were right. And I included that in my comment because you don't necessarily just want to, you were wrong about this, and this, make a sandwich out of it. Compliment them, correct, and then compliment or, thanks.
I actually learned that in management school. I was a manager a long time ago in my early 20s, and that's what they taught you, is sandwich it. Exactly what you said. Say something nice, give them the criticism, and then have something nice to say afterwards.
They pinned my comment, which I thought was huge.
I didn't expect her to show up there because the Arents hate us. So Square Peg, shout out to you. Watch out for Matt May. Watch out for this guy, man. He looks like a commercial guy for like the mustache oils, the beard and mustache oils. Maybe the ball deodorant. I keep getting like these YouTube ads for like the Squatch, whatever, all that shit, and the ball deodorant and all this shit. I'm like, who's putting deodorant on their balls, man? Why don't you just go take a shower? Nasty motherfucker. Check out a couple comments on this one. I'm so sorry this happened to you. People suck. It wasn't that bad. If anything, hopefully she got a couple subscribers out of it. You're genuine with a sense of humility, somebody said. I agree. Far and wide apart from low voltage bottom eaters. That's us, I guess. Prophesying, parasiting off the humiliation and degradation of genuine contributors. It's called comedy. Like I'm saying, these people don't understand comedy. My heart goes out to you. She's fine. She took it better than anybody. Totally normal. Where's the one? I'm looking for a specific comment. Damn, there's a lot of comments on this. Here it is. Chalkboard for folks are low level. All you guys in here right now, you're low level because you don't know about the 138 year. Because you judge criminals and con men. That's low level. You're not supposed to do that. You're just supposed to hand over all your money. This guy too, Uncanny Deduction. He made a roast video today about You Got Roasted. That's how we started this video, was talking about You Got Roasted. And then he did the same things he accused You Got Roasted of doing. He said she's making unfounded claims. Well, and then he made unfounded claims about her. Uncanny Deduction. He's nuts, man. Square Peg, you need to go watch some Ed Bassmaster. 115 people in the chat, man. If you can hit that thumbs up, I would appreciate that. Can you bring the... Mr. Greuter says, can you guys bring Santos on as a guest before Skeletor? I do have more that I'm working on about Santos, so stay tuned for that. I have a few things I want to finish by the end of the year that are kind of out of my control. It'll make more sense, I guess, when you see them. And hopefully those ends are tied up by the end of the year for as far as videos wise. And then I think for 2023, I want to go in a completely different direction, which I still don't know what I want to do yet. Maybe do my music, or I don't really know yet. I do like to do this though too, so I don't know. I'm still thinking about that, but 2023, we went scorched earth 2021. 2023 has been more of the same, digging up more dirt on these people. Gumshoeing it, I guess, as you guys call it. We're going to close that chapter out and switch gears for 2023. And I guess that's it, man. Was there something else I wanted to talk about? I'm trying to remember. This chick here. Look at her forehead, man. Wow. Look at that, dude. Look at those marks, man. The Galactic Federation paying for all this Botox addiction here for sure. Yes, if you're watching this later, leave a comment. Hopefully you don't have work tomorrow. Hopefully you guys get to spend the day with your family. Possibly go live. I'll have to talk to the boys and see if they want to do like Truthers Giving or something. Maybe we can do a hangout stream tomorrow, I guess, if there's other people that want to do it. And if not, I guess I'll be back Friday night. And I think that I feel like I'm forgetting something, but that's how it goes on a live stream. So anyway, folks, I do appreciate your time. And peace out. Wait. Peace out. Should say stream ends soon. Peace.